a lot of people like to say the next Ethereum killer, right? Then it's better than ETH, right? Because Ethereum has really set the standard for a smart contract, a platform blockchain, things built on top of it, things like that. And obviously they've done many things wrong, and things like transaction fees and gas fees have never been addressed when it matters, and people basically been ripped off on that front. But today we're going to be jumping into Arbitrum. Arbitrum is basically like the next Ethereum, but it's an Ethereum layer 2 solution. It utilizes ETH. Honestly, it kind of takes like all of the good from Ethereum and brings you transaction fees in the pennies or less, instead of transaction fees for hundreds of dollars, which we've seen on Ethereum and we will see again. Some people think, oh, ETH 2.0. They've said that Ethereum 2.0 does not solve gas fees. It does not lower your transaction fees. You've been misguided, my friend. ETH devs want nothing but to make ETH deflationary and enrich Ethereum bag holders. So today, we're going to continue exploring Arbitrum, who has yet to drop their own token. And they absolutely will. And it will be very profitable for early users. And it will still be profitable long term, in my opinion. As always, it's not financial advice, but I will advise you to stick around in this video because historically, we've made a lot of people a lot of money, especially when it comes to crypto airdrops and early adoption of upcoming quality projects. So we're going to kind of operate out of this Arbitrum airdrop guide, but we're not exactly hunting the airdrop, but we are at the same time. What this does is it shows what Arbitrum wants to incentivize, and we'll break down a little bit more why. So I'm going to glaze over the basics here, assuming you know them. If you don't, refer back to another video that covers that. Okay, so for example, you have MetaMask, you have it set up, and you're ready to roll. If you don't, watch our intro video guides on that. Furthermore, I'm on the Arbitrum blockchain. Again, very easy thing to do. I'm over here in the Xerion app, okay? And in here, I connected in the web interface. I'm actually using MetaMask. They have their own MetaMask version. What I'm going to do is bridge Ethereum from Ethereum to Arbitrum. However, to do that, I need to click back to the ETH blockchain. So I was going to show you their bridge aggregator here on their Xerion web interface, which you'll see it's very similar to like Zapperfi or DeBank, but it's not working. So great job. That's a great product. So we're going to go ahead and just circumvent that, and we're going to go to cross.to2. And what we're going to do is we're going to bridge from Ethereum. And so we're going to switch to Ethereum. It'll prompt us here because I'm already on Arbitrum. And we're going to, what a bright screen. My ad blockers are up, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Shouldn't interfere there. Connect again with MetaMask. I'm on the ETH chain. I'll go ahead and send over 0.05 Ethereum. This is, I think, like $60 or something like that. I try to operate in sums of $50 because that is often a threshold. So I'll go ahead and send. It'll give me estimated transaction fee. Estimated cost me $2.93 here, which brings my total ETH cent to $82. So definitely more than $50. And when you're hunting for airdrop eligibility, you're often dealing in multiple transactions, $50 sums. The rule of thumb is like 3 transactions for $50 each. Tokens are oftentimes rewarded only or more heavily than stablecoin trades and transfers, things like that. So we've initiated the bridge. That's great. This is very important. And I lead a little bit boring here in the video with that because we need to get ETH onto this chain. You can also use Arbitrum's official bridge on their site, which I recommend starting with that. So we've done that. This whole airdrop hunting thing was done in conjunction with Odyssey. Arbitrum Odyssey is a multi-week initiative for exploring the Arbitrum ecosystem. With this, you get exclusive NFTs, digital collectibles as rewards. No airdrop is promised, but it would make sense all participants will be using Arbitrum and could later be easily identified through holding NFTs. Personally, I view this as fun. I get NFTs, and I'm probably hunting an airdrop. If not officially with Arbitrum and their incoming Arby's We Got the Meats token, okay? But basically, this gained pretty much too much traction. Record high use of the Arbitrum chain. It's been very exciting to say the least, they said. But they paused it. They say it wasn't an easy decision, but it's their top priority to make sure the user experience on Arbitrum 1 is as welcoming and seamless as possible. So with Nitro just around the corner, which is basically supposed to bring more speed and scalability and cheaper transactions, they're looking forward to continuing Odyssey with all of you. So interacting with all of these dApps before and after seems like the best play. I was immediately just intrigued with this whole Arbitrum Odyssey adventure. I started to think of Mario Odyssey and how he goes off to collect the stars, right? And that's a very good and popular game on the Switch. And what they have here are these NFT different collectibles. But it made me think of Rabbit Hole, which has definitely changed forms numerous times. But basically, they dispatch you to something like Intro to NFTs. So mint an NFT on Zora, join a party on PartyBid, publish an entry on Mirror. You do that and you're rewarded with the NFT. They previously had a leveling system among other things, and this is all taking place on Ethereum, but they quickly introduced you to alternative blockchains, most likely actually layer 2 solutions to Ethereum. But the fact is, it basically farms engagement, it farms use, testing, and the biggest hurdle is just getting anyone onto your chain, right? So we have enter the Odyssey, and you become eligible by doing any of these things. When you are eligible, it checks your address and it says, okay, you did this. So good job, you are now eligible. Once you're eligible, you can claim it. But again, this is paused. So let's go ahead and switch to the chain. This is very easy. It prompts it. It always brings you over wherever you want to go. So I view this as a learning experience, right? So this is again a Zarian blog post. They have their own wallet like MetaMask. I'm going to create a video walking you through how to set that up, the pros, cons, and really review of that. Today we'll be pushing forward with MetaMask. It's going to be what most people stick with just because they already have it and they know. So we look at all these different, options, these different opportunities. So we start clicking around. Specifically, we'll look at these two NFTs. This is from their official campaign. They both clearly say paused. I'm not really trying to get this NFT, but what did I need to do to get it? And this may retroactively make me eligible when this is unpaused. So yield Arbitrum Odyssey Achiever. What does that mean? You click on it and it tells you exactly what you need to do here. So provide liquidity pool of 50 or more, lend 50 or more. Okay, all that's simple enough. Yield protocol. Let's just jump into it. Enjoy fixed rates on Ethereum. Yield protocol is a permissionless market for collateralized, fixed rate borrowing and lending. And just to be very clear, okay, they're not a sponsor. Arbitrum isn't a sponsor. I've got no affiliations with anyone we've talked about. I've never even spoken or dealt with the exchanged email with none of them. None of them. So we open the app and we connect the wallet. You always got to say, yeah, whatever. And we're in. So now we're in. Borrow, it's not really for me. Let's lend some coins. So they want USDC. Or we could lend some ETH. Wow. 1.77%, 0.18%, or 0.44%. It ain't much, but it's honest work. So let's go ahead and lend some ETH. We select this date and we see we're up to 3.3%. Not bad. Matures in about a month. We're going to lend this amount. This amount is redeemable at maturity. Effective APY 3.3%. So we push forward. We agree. Dealing with ETH, the cryptocurrency that powers this chain, we don't have to do any kind of token allowances or anything else like that. We just have a contract interaction and our ETH is off to the races. Cool. And I look pretty radical here. Let's go ahead and make that dark theme. That's much better. That is much better. We can also provide liquidity. So let's go ahead and provide some liquidity here. We'll take the 0.15% strategy. What are you working with my local banks? We got strategy ownership here. So we'll just put in a small amount here to just kind of try it out, get exposure, test it. 0.001 ETH, right? It's not much, but it's honest work. This gives us 0.003% ownership of this liquidity, of this strategy. Effectively, nothing. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. It has a little notice, but it's not much, that you'll be exposed to impermanent loss. Basically, you can get blown up on impermanent loss. It's the ETH 6M strategy rolling, and this specific date here at the end of the month. Simple contract interaction, done. Now we can click over to our dashboard. We can see our lend position. We can see our liquidity position. We can see we're lending $63. We're providing $1.57 of just liquidity pooled there, liquidity mining providing. We can also look at this in simple ETH terms. Simple, straightforward. We're in the game. Another DApp, decentralized application, listed in here is the hop.exchange. I'm already in the app here. The screen's too bright for me. I click the moon and I feel much better. I've already connected my wallet. You right click in the top right, and you connect. You can see I'm on the Arbitrum blockchain here. So I'll go ahead and select the Arbitrum blockchain, and I can go to these other blockchains. So how about I send some Ethereum over to the Gnosis chain? And I want to be closer to that $50 amount. So let's deal with 0.04 Ethereum, which should help me end up with this much on the Gnosis chain. I'm going to be paying this much in fees. I go ahead and proceed. It's going to prompt me with MetaMask. I'm like, yep, I'm in. And within clicking that, we've received 3 confirmations. Arbitrum is crazy fast, and it's about to get a lot faster. Our fees are also low, and fees are normally especially high when you're jumping blockchains, paying numerous fees on both chains. And the ones who provide this also have their own fee on top of the transaction fees you are paying. How many times will he say fees? I'm just glad I don't get a fee every time I say fee, because if I kept saying fee, then I would have a lot of fees. And if I got billed for all these fees, then I wouldn't be able to pay fees. I'm trying to end up with an Eminem cadence here. How'd I do? Would you buy my album? And just in the time I've been being either ridiculous or annoying in your eyes, we have bridged from Arbitrum to Gnosis. And there we go.
0 and liftoff of...
Bridging has become popular, easier than ever, and cheaper than ever. We can also add liquidity. Hop already had an airdrop, so I'm not really fishing for their airdrop. They could do more tokens in the future. That would be cool. But hey, time will tell. You can come over to Hop, connect your wallet, and click airdrop and see if you are eligible. So let's say I want to add some liquidity, right? So I'm here on the Arbitrum blockchain, and let's just go ahead and add a little tiny amount of Ethereum here. But wait, I need WETH. What is that? And a matching amount of Hop Ethereum. So WETH is wrapped Ethereum. It's Ethereum traded on top of the Ethereum blockchain, even if it's, you know, one of these other chains or layer 2 solutions. So let's go ahead and wrap some Ethereum. You click that to wrap, it opens this up. You wrap whatever amount you want. So I'm just going to wrap 0.002 Ethereum. I actually already have some WETH here, but it's fun. It's a good exercise. And so once we've done that, we also need some ETH. So let's go ahead and approve that Hop can interact with our wrapped Ethereum here. That will be another transaction. We approve that. And now that that's approved, and this is how fast everything's happening on this chain. It's much faster than you're probably used to with Ethereum or other more similar type clones, like for example, the BNB Smart Chain. So we look at this and it's already here. That's already approved. So let's go ahead and convert. We're going to convert this into ETH. And it's just like, geez, good luck remembering all this stuff. That's where things like Xerion in their dashboard or Debank or Zapperfy like really become interesting and useful. Okay, we can see it's working again. And it logs my transactions here. It shows me where my coins are, on what chain. And basically just helps you keep up with your DeFi degen-ness. So we converted some of this ETH, and now we're going to go back over to the pool. Hang with me. We simply click max, and then we add liquidity. We approve that they can interact with our ETH here. We're going to need to confirm that. And I thought that it would auto add it for me, but I'll just come over here and put a matching amount in the WETH, and so I add liquidity. But let me also just say here, why would I do this? So basically, you're farming. You want to deploy your capital. You want to earn interest on your money with your coins. So in exchange for doing this, my APR's projected to be 24.61%. See you later, USD savings account. I like digital internet money, the magical stuff, but not actually MIM. Okay, so we click add liquidity. We see the amount. We get the prompt. We confirm it. And now we're in the game. It's already happened. Click confirm. We see the position, have a whopping 0.00194 LP tokens here, less than 0.01% of the pool. But this is the situation. These are the stats, and even if it's a small amount, you're still, entitled. You get access to those rewards. If you had more funds, you can always come back and add more funds. You can remove liquidity if you'd like to do so. A lot of people are very excited about GMX. It's up 300% from cycle lows and 140% over the last 90 days. Kobe, probably heard of him in crypto. He's got lots of bags making all-time highs. He's excited, right? He's feeling himself. So GMX's main purpose is decentralized derivatives trading, leverage trading. Okay, this is advanced level stuff. Don't jump in the deep end of crypto trading. You don't know what the hell is going on. Watch some intro guides and videos. We have one. Just make sure you understand what's going on. Get situated. When I was setting up this video, Ethereum was at $1,660, and I got distracted doing other stuff, and I had the short set up. I was ready to roll. Kills me. Dropped a whole $100 since then. This is just a fun trade. I mean, I'm in for $66. If I get blown up, I get liquidated at $1,925. I lose my entire position. I'm trading at, classic degen levels of 420 leverage. And right now I'm pretty much just kind of sitting at break even, more or less. I'm down less than 1%. In the spirit of this trade, I hope that ETH goes down. Just in the short term. Long term, I'm here to have fun and be bullish. They do have a referral system, so if you do want to jump on GMX, please use our link, support the channel, and get out there and start trading. But there's a lot more you can do with GMX. So when it comes to trading, right, you can engage in derivatives trading with any of these coins they support here. And you can trade these cryptocurrencies. So I click over to the dashboard, and we'll get an overview of their stats. A lot of information to digest here, but it's nice. It's a useful dashboard, and to put it simply, their metrics are big and they're healthy, and you can dig through even more detailed stats on their stats.gmx.io page. Again, this is not a recommendation. This is not endorsement. This is not financial advice. You do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay? This is what I'm doing. I'm here to have fun and party. I'm a DeFi DGen certified. So there's a lot of cool things you can do other than simply leverage trading. You can stake coins. You can stake their GMX and their GLP, which is a liquidity provider position for this, and earn rewards. So rewards right now, 14.4%. And I have a little test position in here, and you can see that I'm starting to earn a small amount of rewards. You can claim it or compound it, whatever you want to do. The rewards for this, basically 15%. It's much more lucrative, but also much more risky to provide liquidity. With that, you'd be earning 28% right now. Remember, this is all variable stuff. You can also vest and basically lock it up even longer and achieve bonus and basically enhance your potential rewards, your multipliers, your bonuses. All these things are great if you're long-term focused and here for the long haul. There's so much more you can do here. But for me, this is fun. I'm hunting airdrops. I'm hunting NFTs. I'm exploring a blockchain that's new to me. I'm getting comfortable with these different decentralized applications, and it's opening more money-making opportunities for me. And this article alone has a bunch of just, things wrapped up here, right? So week 1 was the Hop exchange for a bonus NFT. And there's Tofu NFT in here, Yield Protocol, and GMX was the week 2 focus that they never even got to, which was what I showed you about, right? Make a leverage trade, $10 of assets, provide liquidity, do a spot swap. A board exchange and Tofu NFT, down here, week 3, Uniswap, Apex, week 4. Again, they paused this. Make sure you understand that. I'll link all this stuff out down below. This video is already pretty long, and we only covered, a few decentralized applications in this video. Really what we did here, we made decentralized trades. We provided liquidity. We made decentralized leveraged or derivatives trade. Okay, we hopped, right? We bridged across blockchains, multiple chains, and really we farmed airdrops and NFTs. In my book, that's a good day in crypto. If you like this stuff, subscribe, stick around. If you don't, stick around. I bet it'll grow on you. And even if you don't think it's all that fun, it's pretty lucrative historically, and I'll bet that it's going to be lucrative in the future as well. I'm not trying to come off like, a douche or something. But it's just crazy. So many people say things like must be nice, or oh, he got lucky, or good for you. But it's like, the hell are you doing? I do every day. I learn every day. I work hard every day. And I make it fun. And in my opinion, that's the best way to get wherever you want to go. So, hey, as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe. We've got our CDO, our Chief Decentralized Officer, Tails Vosk, the resident Shiba Inu and Dogecoin here. It's time for me to go play with that cute pup. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.